Hello and welcome back to another episode of Better Together at English with Shinrai Sensei. And today we're going to cover pronouns, okay? Getting more into the grammar and proper English side of things now. So we're going to go ahead and cover pronouns. Alright, so as you can see there are three kinds of pronouns: subjective, objective, possessive, right? Subjective covers the subject of the sentence, which is the beginning, whatever the thing that's taking action is, right? In this case, Mide rides a bike. Mide is the subject of the sentence because she's the one taking action in the sentence, okay? And you can swap out Mide with she if it's generally under... And pronouns only take the place of names or things if it's generally understood that the person you're talking to about it, or the person you're writing about it, or whatever, they know who or what you're talking about, so you don't need to write out Mide, Satomi, Yuma, Watanabe. You don't need to write out the names every single time. You just need to write out like he, she, her, him, stuff like that. Or if it's something like my dog, then you can say he, she, or that guy's dog, and you maybe don't know what, whether it's a boy or a girl, you could just say it. Things like that, right? But you only replace a name or a description of something with a pronoun if it's understood by both parties that you're talking about that particular thing, right? If I'm sitting here talking about Mide, and I go ahead and I just say, oh yeah, she rode a bike, and I have not introduced her at all in the conversation, you maybe don't know her, or whatever, you're going to be confused. You're going to be wondering who I'm talking about, right? So you only replace it with she if it's already understood that Mide is the one riding the bike, right? And Mide is the one we're talking about, right? So Mide rides a bike. You could swap out she rides a bike, right? Now, objective pronouns, they take the place of the object of the sentence. So the object of the sentence is the thing being acted upon. So in this case, I could say if we're both seeing her, or if we both understand that she was going to ride a bike, I could just say she rides it, or she's riding it, or she has ridden it, something like that. And it's already understood between both parties, hey, she's riding a bike, right? Some examples that I wrote here. Nobody believed the story. Well, if you cross out the story and replace it with it, then yeah, nobody believed it. I'm obviously talking about the story. We were talking about the story prior to this, so I'm talking about the story now. And so I don't have to keep saying, hey, he didn't believe the story. Man, that story was wild, right? I just have to say, nobody believed it. And I can cross out the, too. So that's my bad. Nobody believed it instead of nobody believed the story, right? Or in the second example, he took Satomi and Mide with him. So instead of saying he took these two with him, I could just say he took them with him, right? Because it's already understood between both parties who I'm talking about, right? Those ones are the two. Really, their pronouns don't really aren't really defined as like, oh yeah, he, her, him, him, his, hers, so on. Those are not defined by where they are in the sentence, right? I can replace it anywhere in a sentence. And so long as everybody understands what the it I replaced was, then it doesn't matter where it is in the sentence, right? So these two, they don't have a specific set of pronouns, right? But the possessive pronouns, they show ownership. And these have their own set, right? So mine, yours, hers, its, his, ours, theirs, etc. Anything that shows ownership of something is a possessive pronoun. So these are specifically for showing ownership. They have to be used in that context. And possessive pronouns, this is a set. You have to know those as the possessive pronouns. So if I'm going to say, that lunch is mine, well, mine is the possessive pronoun, right? Instead of saying something like, that lunch belongs to me, right? I just say that lunch is mine. Or, that book belongs to Yuma. No, that book is his. So long as the his, so long as when I say his, you understand that I'm talking about Yuma, I can just say that book is his, right? So possessive pronouns have a specific set of pronouns that exist for them, right? And objective and subjective, they are all the same. The set of pronouns that you can swap into the object and the subject, right? There's the same for the object and the subject. It's just where they go in the sentence that makes them objective or subjective. Make sense? If you guys have any questions about any of that, please leave it in the comments section. And if you guys want to, you can take a screenshot of the board at any time. I will give you guys a clear view of it for a few seconds so you can take a screenshot while you pause the video or whatever. And you guys can have that on hand. But just remember, the pronoun is defined by what you're talking about. So there is no such thing as somebody saying, I define my own pronouns. You don't define your own pronouns. Your pronouns exist. Pronouns that describe you exist simply by virtue of you existing and the nature of your existence. So this whole, Western nonsense that colleges and people on TikTok will have you believe that you can define your own pronouns is ridiculous. But pronouns are only meant to replace names, subjects, and objects of sentences, and to show ownership, right? So your pronouns aren't defined by you. They are something you are defined by, and something that you get described by, right? So, but that's enough of the political discussion. Pronouns shouldn't ever be political. This is just grammar, right? So, possessive shows ownership. Objective takes the place of the thing being acted on. Subject is the thing that's taking the action. So subjective pronouns replace the subject. Objective pronouns replace the object. Possessive pronouns show who owns what. And that's pretty much the long and short of it. So if you guys have any questions, once again, leave them in the comment section below. And if you guys have anything you want me to cover specifically, please, once again, leave it in the comment section. Leave it on my community page. Leave it in my Twitter handle, ShinraiSensei15. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.